Ah, the January transfer window. The 1 month shopping spree where football clubs panic buy players like it's Black Friday at a supermarket. The window is slammed shut, the negotiations are over, and some teams are walking away with shiny new toys while others, well, let's just say they got ghosted more than your last Tinder match. So who absolutely won this chaotic transfer window? Who fumbled the bag harder than Chelsea's midfield? Let's break it all down with our top 6 clubs that did the best business. Spoiler alert. Some of these deals are more surprising than Arsenal fans thinking they'd actually sign a striker. 6. PSG, balancing the books like a shady accountant. Starting at number 6, we have Paris Saint-Germain, the club that's mastered the fine art of splashing cash and somehow making it disappear like a magician. This time, they coughed up 70 million euros for Kvichu Kvaratskhelia. Yeah, try saying that name 3 times fast, hoping he'll be their savior in the Champions League. But here's the fun part. They actually pulled off some financial wizardry, selling Xavi Simons to RB Leipzig for 50 million euros, which might go up to 81 million euros with add-ons because football math is just vibes at this point, and pocketing some extra cash from sending Randall Kolo Muani to Juventus on loan. Also, they did some early spring cleaning by shipping out Milan Skriniar and Marco Asensio on loan. It's like selling your old PlayStation to afford a new FIFA Ultimate Team pack. Solid business, PSG. PSG balancing their books? What's next? Barcelona actually respecting financial fair play? Spending 70 million euros on a player just to recoup it by offloading deadwood? That's elite-level football manager strategy. Now let's summarize the key moves for clarity. PSG signed Kvaratskhelia for 70 million euros. Because PSG loves a shiny new toy. Sold Xavi Simons to Leipzig for 50 million euros, rising to 81 million euros. Making money while losing talent. Classic. Loaned Randall Kolo Muani to Juventus. The try-before-you-buy model. Loaned out Milan Skriniar and Marco Asensio, because when in doubt, just ship them off. Final verdict. PSG's business is like a rich kid's shopping spree, flashy, expensive, and you're not sure if they actually needed half the stuff they bought. 5. Santos, Neymar's homecoming tour. At number 5, we have Santos. Why? Because they pulled off the impossible, bringing back Neymar. And not for another retirement home paycheck in Saudi, but actually for free. Imagine Lionel Messi strolling back to Barcelona in January just for vibes. That's what this is. Oh, and he even took a pay cut. A Brazilian footballer voluntarily earning less money? We truly live in strange times. Commercially, emotionally, and on the pitch, Santos hit the jackpot. Plus, they got 19-year-old David Washington back from Chelsea, probably after realizing he'd never get minutes at Stamford Bridge. Neymar back to Santos? That's like Cristiano Ronaldo deciding he's had enough of Saudi money and rejoining Sporting Lisbon. Oh wait, never mind. Chelsea loaning back a youngster after stockpiling talent like a doomsday prepper? Unbelievable. For clarity, let's summarize Santos's key moves. Signed Neymar on a free transfer. He took a pay cut, which means either football is truly about passion, or Al Hilal really annoyed him. Brought back 19-year-old David Washington from Chelsea. Because if you can't have peak Neymar, at least you can get a Neymar regen. Final verdict for Santos. Santos is now a mix of nostalgia and hope, like when you try to reboot an old TV show with the original cast but forget that time has passed. 4. Juventus. Fixing a defense held together by duct tape. Juventus takes the 4th spot for making moves like a club that realized, oh crap, we have no defenders left. They swooped in for Randall Kolo Muani, and the guy repaid them with 3 goals in his first 2 games. Talk about an instant return on investment. Meanwhile, their defense was in shambles. Bremer and Pierre Kalulu were out injured, and Danilo packed his bags for Brazil. Juve's solution? Bringing in Lloyd Kelly from Newcastle and Ronaldo Vega from Chelsea. Smart moves, but let's be honest, they were one more injury away from calling Giorgio Chiellini out of retirement. Juventus signing defenders in a panic? Who had Juve actually doing transfer business correctly on their 2025 bingo card? Kolo Muani scoring instantly? That's got a sting for PSG fans. Now let's summarize Juventus's key moves for clarity. Juventus loaned Kolo Muani, their version of a quick fix. Signed Lloyd Kelly and Ronaldo Vega, because injuries were piling up faster than their legal troubles. Missed out on Ronald Araujo, because apparently, not every club takes Juve's calls. Final verdict for Juventus. A solid window, but missing Araujo is like ordering a pizza and realizing they forgot the cheese. 3. Fenerbahce. Jose Mourinho's revenge tour. Taking the bronze medal in the 2025 January transfer window Olympics is none other than Jose Mourinho's Fenerbahce, And of course, the special one didn't disappoint. He made sure his team raided clubs like they were looting a medieval castle. They bagged Diego Carlos from Aston Villa, Talisca from Al Nassr, and Milan Skriniar on loan from PSG. Defense? Upgraded. Midfield? Reinforced. Attack? Boosted. Mourinho is out here assembling a squad like he's playing FIFA career mode on unlimited budget mode. Mourinho hoarding players like he's expecting a Game of Thrones level war in the Turkish league. At this rate, Fenerbahce will have more ex-Premier League players than Everton. So, let's summarize Fenerbahce's key moves. Fenerbahce signed Diego Carlos for €10 million from Aston Villa and Anderson Talisca from Al Nassr because they're building a team like a FIFA Ultimate Squad. Loaned Milan Skriniar because PSG is now the European Union of footballers. Final verdict for Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce now has more signings than some clubs have trophies. Respect. In simple terms, Fenerbahce strengthened all areas of their squad, making them a stronger contender in their league and European competitions. 2. Manchester City, panic mode activated. Ah yes, Manchester City, the oil money machine that actually had to work this January. Their recent form was so bad even Pep Guardiola had to admit, fine, we actually need new players. So they went on a shopping spree. Omar Mouch from Frankfurt, Abduka Di Akusanov from Lens, Vitor Reis from Palmeiras, and Nicolas Gonzalez from Porto. Midfield, attack, defense, boom, problem solved. Oh, and they offloaded Kyle Walker before his legs turned to stone. Now, will this fix their problems? Who knows? But at least Pep has new toys to tinker with. Manchester City buying midfielders like they don't already have 47 of them. Pep Guardiola's strategy: if something's broken, buy 5 new versions of it. Now let's summarize Manchester City's key moves. Manchester City signed Omar Marmoush, Abdulkadir Kusanov, Vitor Reis, Nicolas Gonzalez, just throwing money at potential. Welcomed back Claudio Echeverri, just in case they need another South American wonder kid. Sold Kyle Walker, the old man tax. Final verdict for Manchester City: smart business, but at this point, even Pep Guardiola might need a spreadsheet to remember everyone in his squad. 1. Aston Villa, the undisputed kings of January. And finally, the crown goes to Aston Villa, the busiest club of them all, making moves like they had Jeff Bezos funding them. They signed Daniel Malin from Dortmund, grabbed Marco Asensio on loan, somehow convinced Manchester United to loan them Marcus Rashford while still paying his wages, and secured Eric Garcia from Levante. But wait, they also made huge sales. Jadon Fellaini to Ipswich for €23.7 million, Diego Carlos to Fenerbahce for €10 million, and the big one, John Duran to Al Nassr for €77 million. Despite all their signings, Villa still turned a profit. How? This is next-level football manager wizardry. Aston Villa moving like they're running a stock exchange, not a football club. Villa's January was so good, their fans might start believing they're a Champions League club. Let's calm down, lads. Now let's summarize Aston Villa's key moves. Aston Villa signed Daniel Malin, Marco Asensio, Marcus Rashford, loan, Alex Garcia. That's a Champions League level attack right there. Sold John Duran to Al Nassr for €77 million, robbery of the century. Kept Ollie Watkins despite a €60 million Arsenal bid, meaning they still have their star man. Final verdict for Aston Villa. Villa pulled off a 10-10 window, proving that good management is the real financial fair play. In simple terms, Aston Villa made top-tier signings, offloaded unneeded players, and still turned a profit. They even kept star striker Ollie Watkins, despite a €60 million bid from Arsenal. This is 10-10 business. But guys, this list won't be completely complete without an honorable mention. Our honorable mention goes to Spurs. Spurs, rejected like a bad Tinder profile. Spurs did some decent business, signing Kevin Danso and Mathys Tel on loan, but let's be real, their biggest achievement was getting rejected by half of Europe. Axel Disasi, Fikayo Tomori, Kolo Muani, and even Mathys Tel, before he changed his mind, all gave Spurs the cold shoulder. It's like they were handing out contracts and everyone just said, nah, I'm good. Spurs got rejected more times this window than Chelsea's defense gets exposed. At least they got a few signings, unlike Man United, who just sat there watching. Now let's about Spurs' key moves. Spurs signed Kevin Danso, Mathys Tel, Antonin Kinski, rejected by Axel Disasi, Fikayo Tomori, Kolo Muani, and even Mathys Tel, before he eventually said yes. Final verdict for Spurs. It's like they asked every hot girl at the party for her number, got ignored, and then finally settled for their friend's cousin. In simple terms, Spurs had good signings, but also had too many failed transfer attempts to be ranked among the best. Closing thoughts. Who won the January 2025 transfer window? Drum rolls, please. 1. Best business, Aston Villa. 2. Best big club move, PSG, Kvaratskhelia. 3. Best emotional transfer, Santos, Neymar. And 4. The best squad reinforcement goes to Manchester City and Juventus. At the end of the day, transfer windows are like relationships. Some teams find true love, others get ghosted, and a few just settle for whatever's available. But what do you think? Which club won the transfer window and who fumbled the bag? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, and subscribe for more football banter. See you in the summer transfer window where the chaos will return.